Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space, and let's get right into it today. One take and uncut. Guys, I do not even know what to say at this point. I never thought this would occur this soon. I know we were talking about the impending doom in every single year, since typically after the 10-year mark that it's more likely that a recession or a quick crash would come. It is here. It is upon us, and people are underplaying it big time. I'm just trying to share this information. Sadly, only people that have ears will be listening, and later on people are going to ask how they missed it. But anyways, without further ado, right here shared, in the last 24 hours, the International Monetary Fund, of course, we heard that announcement. They printed $1 trillion to help, with further economic aid with people that are short. It's a liquidity crisis. The money is dry. All right. America printed $700 billion. Of course, they did it. They couldn't even wait until Wednesday. They had to announce all of this and the interest rates on Sunday. They couldn't even wait, 2 to 3 business days. That is how dire the situation is. China printed $100 billion. England to print $74 billion. Italy printed $27 billion. India, we got SK, we got Austria, we have Australia. We have all of these huge groups. And again, Japan doubled their printing. All right. Behemoths such as Bank of Japan and MUFG, keep an eye out as well. And right here, regular folks will not see a single cent of that cash. The markets are squeezing them dry. This is what is happening. People are, working from home, forced to sell any of their holdings in, stocks if they're even able to. They're not going to be able to liquidate many of them, whether you have 401ks or, IRAs. You're going to be forced to sell to get by if they even allow that. I know there's an announcement for some Americans to get aid and, checks. I'm not sure if that's only those with families affected, by the pandemic, but we will see. It is moving very, very quickly. So, of course, as predicted, there's going to be more lockdown or quarantine. Technically, it could be considered martial law, but of course they make it sound nicer. And I know it's not that serious. I guess there's, curfews and everything. So we will see. And again, guys, I'm not belittling this much. I completely have sympathy for any families affected with this. Sincerely, I am not underplaying the disease by any means. I understand that it is a risk. What I'm saying is there's other things playing out in the background as well. I know, I'm not trying to offend anybody. All right, so right here, shared by Errol. This is really interesting. I know we've talked about this already, but with Mnuchin, tapping Brooks, and it's all about, as in quotes, as we can see below, to ensure the stability of our financial system. So Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary, appoints him to oversee the entire banking system. This guy is a genius in the fintech space, has experience, and of course, coincidentally, will help with the digital dollar and cryptocurrencies and stable coins and everything. So very, very exciting. We will see what happens. I am really looking towards, March 30th and April 1st and April 4th, in particular, really that first week of April. So I guess the 6th and 7th and 8th, I'll really be watching. Big things ahead. Now, what I wanted to talk about. So this goes hand in hand. So stay with me here. So this quote right here from the article, Brian Brooks, again, loyal, talking about this and says, it's high time the U.S. gave the private sector, aka this could be a multitude of groups. Remember, governments, as we say on this channel all the time, governments adopt. They do not innovate and create, right? So such as Ripple, a blockchain or, a payments company utilizing blockchain tech, it's very likely that they will adopt some version of it or hope to use, and build on the XRP ledger any way they can. We already know about the whole concept of, tokenizing assets on the XRP ledger and any form of value. So again, gave the private sector a chance to create the digital dollar, as this is the only way forward for the nation's financial system. All right. And then right here, that means letting innovators invent, letting the creators create, and letting the governments regulate. In short, the private sector should build the technology and the public sector should set monetary policy. It's so funny. We've been saying this. Keep in mind, it's not like I just created this idea. I've heard it from other great minds, but we've been saying it for at least 1 year at this point. All right. This is what is happening, guys. Next, really funny to see this. Nick Hinton just sharing this. This is the new 2020 quarter. Look at that animal they chose to put on the back of a quarter. A bat, all coinciding with this new beer flu. How convenient. This world is so crazy. Whatever you believe, whether you go, oh, well, I'm level-headed. I don't really care, guys. The truth is, reality is often stranger than fiction. All right? Next, this is a clip, XRP_Crow status. Be sure to check out his website for XRP infographics, Ripple information, you name it. It is status right here, .hr. and you can go right to his website, and then of course you can see the /Ripple. So this is Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, talking about this. Watch this quick clip before we go into swap lines and what's happening with liquidity between all of these groups throughout Europe, and help with the International Monetary Fund. So again, Brad Garlinghouse talking about the correspondent banking system, SWIFT, the current market dominant key player here that does all of these interbank cross-border transfers that XRP is trying to be used on. Now, Ripple's not trying to take over SWIFT. We're trying to complement the system. It is not a war. We are trying to create a level playing field for financial inclusion to lower these transaction costs, make it more scalable. My voice just squeaked there. And also just to, better include and improve the system that we're working on as we are coming towards the fruition of the Internet of Value, not just the Internet of Information and data that we see today. So Swift relies on this outdated technology. We know that 6% of all of their transfers between banks sending millions or billions of dollars is lost entirely. Then it requires a bunch of capital costs and human intervention to try to track down the money. They have to go through maybe 6 different payment networks, all with different messaging, protocols, all with different languages. It is a mess. The human capital, the error rates, it is just completely inefficient. Whereas our logistics, thanks to companies like Amazon and FedEx, they're highly, highly efficient. Why can we send, products within 2 days and get them to your house in a timely manner? But it often takes 6 days, sometimes 12 days, or sometimes, it's lost entirely to send money to your friend or a business in China when you are wiring the money. That is ridiculous. With Ripple, guys, they can upgrade this internet-based technology and make these in real-time transactions. This will settle on the core bank the central bank's core ledger. I emphasize that. Settlement with finality. And I've talked about this in my previous video. Go check that out. So listen up to Brad Garlinghouse, just, addressing this in a calm and composed manner and trying to explain this to everyday people, and of course, other bankers at these conferences.
Correspondent banking, it was built decades ago. It hasn't really evolved. It's, based upon, SWIFT messaging between correspondent banks. The cost of supporting that infrastructure, frankly, has gone up. One of the things that changed after the financial crisis of 2009, 2010, it used to be if the Bank of Dan and the Bank of Brad wanted to do cross-border transactions, we'd have what's called Nostro Vostro accounts. It used to be that when I put cash at the Bank of Dan, that counted positively towards my capital ratio. After that financial crisis, we decided that trusting other deposits at other banks may not be as trustworthy as we thought, and so now it doesn't count. And so banks have contracted. The correspondent banking relationships have gone down by 50% in the last 15 years, yet global cross-border transactions continue to grow. So our view is, look, these are technologies from decades ago. We can upgrade them with today's technology, with internet-based technologies, and make this real-time transactions.
Exactly, and all this tech was built pre-digital internet era, guys, 40 years ago. I think it's time to innovate and update. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is we can go back here talking about the emphasis of including the private sector and the public sector and having these partnerships, just like with this whole beer flu and these, vaccinations and CDC and controlling. They're talking about working with their partners in the private sector, like Walmart, Walgreens, and these guys, and helping create, different areas to attack this head on. The same thing goes with all industries, whether it's, military and weapons, whether it is financial technology and payments and, overall value, whether, but I digress. Now, what I want to emphasize is this. Digital Asset Investor actually made another video reminding everybody this morning. We have to keep showing this. If you guys are acting like, oh, I've been here 3 years, 5 years, this is all, a repeat to me. This is regurgitation. I don't care. I'm making these videos because more people are coming to this channel than ever before and actually realizing what is happening. If they can actually have the brain power to see past price and understand this has happened multiple times throughout history, hopefully they'll listen and, do their own research and make a decision for themselves. So again, he showed a clip of Miguel Valles. You guys can go on YouTube, type in Miguel Valles, V-I-A-S. He was the former exec at CME Group as well. All right. And now he's talking, this was years back as well with Ripple, talking about XRP distributing, will they ever distribute all that XRP, with an escrow, and actually mention this is bullish and unbelievable. He said, in my mind's eye, we see as potentially being maybe the lender of last resort. Well, today, that's really like central banks and the International Monetary Fund. So he's already considering himself with those guys, those high-tiered individuals. We know that they meet and consult with the International Bank of Settlements. I'm sorry, I said international. I was thinking IMF, the BIS, and the World Bank. I always, mix all of those up because I'm speaking so fast. But guys, he was literally saying that, it sounds strange because Ripple's a software company, but perhaps something would have to change structurally. And he's referring to groups intervening and, further regulation. If this is the case, it's already done in the back end. You do not watch what they say. You're too late. You don't follow the money when you're investing. You basically listen and you get knowledge, and then you try to get there before the money. That's what I want to emphasize. So this is before regs. This is before other institutions will really stockpile it. There's just so much going on in the back end. Now, they'll never announce. This is the best case scenario for XRP. If XRP is used to truly bridge as a bridge asset between central banks, and there's digital currencies, they're fiat that's tokenized, the world governments are going to be vague. Why on earth would they tell everybody a heads up? No, the price would move first, then law, and then they'd go, oh yeah, by the way, this is being used. They might not even ever say XRP. We'll just know we'll just notice a high value one day. They'll, be vague on the news when all this is over, and maybe stock markets will shut down and they'll come back and we'll see a little reset occur someday. And they would literally say, oh yeah, the public and private sector in payments are working together to improve the system, create a level playing field for more financial inclusion with distributed ledger technology. That is literally what they say. I bet it. This is why I'm such a believer in this. For those of you that, truly get it, you will be rewarded. Goldman Sachs literally quoted, a global recession is a certainty. Global. And it's all based off of liquidity. What does XRP aim to solve? It is called, literally XRP, guys, is called on-demand liquidity. 24/7, 365, when you want it, continuous and instant. It's the solution to everything. Like the most in-demand problem today. They're not a problem in search of a solution. They are literally already a solution. So, Greg Mannarino also said, as of now, every mechanism that was in play during 2008 and the meltdown during that time, we had bailouts, we had quantitative easing with the Federal Reserve printing money with their digital screen and just coming out of thin air and poof. And half of you don't know what fractional reserve banking is. And you just dismiss what is really happening. It's just laughable to me. I think I'm just getting annoyed by friends that doubt the situation, and it's literally happening. Commercial paper funding, more and more is being utilized. Why? Because we're in a full-blown financial crisis. In the last 3 weeks alone, we've already surpassed the dollar amounts used to re-prop up the markets in 2008 by 10x. Honestly, guys, I feel like I was ranting. I'm going to make another video later on and kind of go over the swap lines and everything that people have found in information. But with that, be sure to follow my Twitter. Be sure to follow, my second YouTube channel in case this video is destroyed. Sorry about the noise in the background. And until next time.